when I ran Unitech Mechanical, which was a large mechanical construction base, we did federal contracts with the state, a lot of government contracts with Luke Air Force Base, the Marine Corps Air Station, NAVAC, the Army Corps of Engineers. So we had a design build engineering team that we put together contracts. We really didn't have issues with the city of Chandler, okay? So my particular business was out there on bigger business, right? It wasn't the small business. Today, I've gone around to talk to many small business and I try to find out what are their problems, right? What are their issues? Because that's a whole different ballgame of issues for me. And it's important because a small business is what makes up our communities more so than the big business, right? They're our employers. Now my family, migrant family, all my uncles, especially some of them were in Mexico that came here, they all started some kind of small business, either a tire shop repair or automotive shop repair and so forth. So I went and talked to all of them to find out what they had. Now, my community, the Hispanic community, are a very, very strong-minded working community. And so is the Asian community. The Asian, I found out, and I didn't know a lot of Asians growing up because Chandler only had 15,000 people when I was a kid. There was hardly any. But as I got older, I realized, wow, what a similarity. You work hard. These guys work hard. They want to do their own businesses, but they don't want to be bombarded by government taxes and government policies or red tape or things that the government puts in place that just hurts you. Now, some of the items that the government would do is really meant for big business, but the small business people suffer, right? So let's say you have...
How they divide which policies for the big business?
There should be separate policies, but sometimes policies overlap, right? So recently, I'm also a developer as well. So right now I'm in the process of developing a duplex in downtown Chandler, really close walking distance to a little coffee shop called the Maple House. So it's in that neighborhood. My concern is to build a quality duplex that looks and keeps the unique feel of Chandler. I don't want something that looks like I'm just cramming in there just to put people in there. That's not what I want. I love Chandler. I have all my businesses in Chandler. I own several properties in Chandler, several buildings in Chandler that I lease out to other people. And I talk to them all the time. And one thing that I feel like that their biggest concern is the overreach of the federal government or the state, or I'm sorry, the city that is not consistent between one area versus another area. There seems to be inconsistency, right? And I need to just streamline that and say, look guys, we need to either back off or we need to be consistent across the board, because one person may have regulations against them that someone right down the street doesn't, and then there's an excuse for it, okay? But if someone's gonna start a new business, it should be minimal work to operate and get that license and so forth. And if there isn't a clear path, we need to show that clear path. When I started my business, there was no clear path. There was just figuring out how to do it. It took forever to do it. Now, granted, I was a different person, right? I was able to go fight through everything to figure it out. But a lot of people get discouraged and they go off and do something different because I tried, but I couldn't get the right license, or the city gave me this problem. We need to put departments in place that can help people get a business off the ground and move forward. We need to get communities together, people that have buildings or facilities that either if you want a restaurant or if you want, I don't know, anything that somebody wants to do, like an appliance repair shop, we need to get together and try to pull our resources in Chandler to try to figure out, okay, how can we help this type of business? How can we help this type of business? And since I know the air conditioning world, if you wanted to start an air conditioning person and this person did and that person did, you got to teach everybody, you're not enemies, you're not competing. There's enough work for all you guys here, right? So come together as a community and let's move forward and let's share some information and thought. I don't believe Chandler has good roundtable discussions to do that. I've looked, I really haven't found any. They used to have some in the economic development in Phoenix, and that's where I went to, but we're the 4th largest city in the state now. We need to do it right here in Chandler now, right? So we need to kind of create all these small businesses, have programs, how to start and operate a small business, from advice to financials to what is a bond, or what is a surety bond, what's the difference between a surety bond and a regular bond? Those are different type of bonds. How do you get this work? What do you do? Those are things that just people in general just don't know. But I want to teach them.
That's great.
That's why I'm here for. That's why I'm giving back. I could run off to Hawaii and live the rest of my life, but I don't want to do that. I want to give back to my people. And I want to give back to the people of Chandler. And I don't care your background, anybody's, I want to help everybody. That's who I'm about. I love helping people.
That's nice.